Welcome everybody. Yeah, well, last video, as you watched, uh, we made some kind of a flame out of this little device, this igniter. Well, today we got an interesting video. Today I'm gonna explain how to make a hydrogen gas. As we all know, we are familiar with the word hydrogen. Well, you may hear it as the composition of water, H2O, H2, two hydrogen, one oxygen. Um, and there's many things fascinating about hydrogen gas. Hydrogen gas is literally everywhere in the ocean, in our body, uh, in all living things and non-living things. Hydrogen, uh, you may heard this. Hydrogen is 70% it make up 70% of suns and stars. Hydrogen gas. It's responsible for the nuclear fission. I mean fusion. Uh, it's what's it's literally the engine of or the fuel of sun, and hydrogen is a very special gas. The gas is is very flammable or explosive. Hydrogen gas is very explosive when combined with oxygen, and we all know what oxygen is. Oxygen is a gas which make a fire light. It's an element of it's what makes hydrogen and any flammable substance combust. An oxidative agent, and today we're gonna see how to make hydrogen gas. As you can see here, we got about one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, or six materials. This is a flask. This is a charger or adapter or any power supply, DC power supply, any power can make. But recently I have only this. Two nails or any metal or screw or I don't know, just anything metal that's made of metal. Two metals. This is a wire. Well, you know this. It's a USB cable, so I can put it together here like this. At the end, I cut it and two wires are here. The red one is positive and the black one is negative, positive and negative. The red one is always positive, so the other one is negative. Uh, there are two screws here, water, and the last one, salt. These are what we need to harvest hydrogen from water. In chemistry, we call it hydrolysis of water. Now, here's what we make. Okay, first we make a hole from these two, well, flask screws. We make a hole. As you can see, we made a tiny hole, and for the same here too. Holes. First, we use this one, this flask screw, and then we insert the wire into this hole. Well, you can make it to me. Then you put it here. You insert it. Yeah. We inserted the wire like this, and then we use the previous two nails to do it like this, to twist it, to twist the wire to the nail, and another nail here. Make sure that the wire are long for you to twist it, and you twist it like this, just like this, two wires connected to two nails, as you can see, but we need to separate the two so there is no contact between them, which shorts the entire thing. So we use a tape. To separate the two from getting into contact. We don't need any contact. We protect it. We just tape the one. We don't need to tape the other because, you know, the tape is insulating it. Insulating one is enough. Insulating one only, as you can see. So now there is no contact. There is almost no contact. Well, almost. Like this. Okay, then we add water. Having said this, then we try to fill in. Now we put the flask here, and we hope the two don't contact, hopefully, or else it would be pointless. Just make the two don't have contact. Just anyway, like prevent the two from touching each other. So we know the level. Now the second step is to level the water. We're gonna add water into this flask. Now we're gonna put some water to the right amount. Yeah, so it was kind of difficult because the two are getting into contact. So I taped them like this, so there will be no contacts. The other step is mixing this water with salt. We add a little salt. Or simply, rather than shaking it, we could just use a spoon and add a tiny bit, not more than one, well, full spoon, just tiny bit. Then we mixed it. So after mixing it, now it's become salty water. We put a little up to the level we need. Remember, when you pour the salt water, the level must be below the head or where the wire is connected to the nail, which means don't put the water above the connection site or the negative or positive with the nail. Don't put water up to that level, or else something will happen. It would react to chemicals and it's gonna be bad generally. So add a little water up to the level of the head of the nail. Well, I pour about this amount. Then we put in the nail in here, right here. As you can see here, the water, the level is below, well, to the half length of the nail. Actually, it's no problem, just we need some nail immersed in the water, as you can see here. So yeah, if you gonna level the water, don't put it right out here. put it at the head. Then, well, this is what the schematics looks like here. Well, right after plugging in, as you can see, the wire goes here, and then let me show you what happens here. You see the bubble? That is hydrogen gas. The bubble you see is hydrogen gas. See it? Yeah, it's beautiful. It's like boiling or a soft drink. I don't know. So, what is the science behind that bubbly thing? Now, here's the container, and we have two nails, one here and two here, and it's connected to a battery or charger or any kind of thing, like here. And there's water here. It's mixed with H2O. Let's say it's H2O, neglecting the salt. Now what happened here is this one is the negative part, and this one is positive part. On the negative part, the negative, we call it anode. We call it the anode. Hydrogen bubbles are formed here. The reaction is what happens. Hydrogen is emitted when electrons and hydrogen ions combine into two to form this gas, which is its a gas state. But where does this come from? Simple. It comes from H2O. It's break down into H plus O H minus. We can say like this. This hydrogen comes with the electrons coming from the battery or any source, and the hydrogen H2 is formed. But while making this, the water starts to have some kind of color depending on the type of metal you're putting in. For example, for iron, it becomes green or yellow because the metal on the positive side, it's called cathode, reacts with the metal, the water inside the metal react to this part, the OH or hydroxide ion. The metal that we use react with this OH or OH minus to form a complex compound. So it might have a color, just don't do anything stupid with it. Like don't put it on white clothes, or don't drink it. It's poison. It's not good. So what we need is this hydrogen gas to accumulate, and we'll do something much more crazy using this fascinating gas. Okay, we have waited about 30 minutes. The gas is full of, the flask is full of the gas. As I said, hydrogen is very explosive, so whatever you do while doing this experiment, I'm not gonna say try this at home, but just don't try this at home. Be safe. Now the door is my shield. Well, I couldn't remove the water because it was so difficult, so we're gonna explode it while the water is inside the um, the flask. And as you can see, the head, the notch or the screw is connected to the igniter. Don't forget to watch how I made the igniter. So yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna explode something. Try to be safe. One, two, three. Yeah, okay. Well, that was disappointing. I was expecting more. Wow, okay. That was weird. Okay, as you saw, well, it's not what I was expecting. I was expecting that it will blow up, but instead it's just shrink. There's a video, some kind of viral about something like that, but I think after 10 hours of rewinding and understanding the problem, and honestly, I did not expect that. I think the problem is with the oxygen. As we know here, hydrogen is emitted through the anode, but the hydrogen and the oxygen are not in balance. They are not balanced. So we need more oxygen. So there is a technique. Now, what we used was two nails, right? Like you see here, two nails. But I'm thinking of replacing one with something called graphite. I'm replacing it with graphite. Graphite. I think you know what graphite is. Graphite is a dark, it's made of carbon, and we found it in pencils, in batteries, the black stuff, the black road. And I'm thinking of using it because graphite, as I said earlier, the metal reacts with this OH substance, hydroxide, but graphite cannot react with OH or hydroxide. So what I think is we need 4OH minus to make 2H2O plus O2. We need this oxygen to make the hydrogen combust this and this. We make them we must balance the two, and what happened was because of the shortage of oxygen. So I'm thinking of replacing the cathode with graphite. So maybe next in the next video I'm gonna show how to fully make a hydrogen bomb, but not literally. The hydrogen bomb is a nuclear fusion. But next video, well, I'm gonna replace this graphite with cathode, and you're gonna see the results. So yeah, thanks for watching, and don't forget how to make this, how to make the igniter. So don't forget to subscribe, and well, don't just don't give up. So yeah, I'm gonna make a next video about replacing the graphite. So we're gonna have a full scenario. So thank you.